Alright guys, we got the WF2012428B. This is the Desert Racer buggy from Wltoys. And today I'm just here to replace the rear drive shaft and do some minor upgrades to it. So last time I had it out bashing, I snapped the drive shaft here, as you see. So I'm going to replace that. We got the blue drive shaft to match the blue scheme of the Desert buggy here. We also gonna take these friction shocks off. We can't deal with those anymore. It's too bouncy. So we're gonna take those off and put these oil field shocks on there and see how that works. And we're also gonna install the metal chassis plate and axle plate here. So if you own one of these and you've never worked on it, I'm gonna show you how to gain access to it. This was my first time, so I kind of played around with it. I've already taken the screws out, but it's a total of I think it's 12 screws. So the new shocks on the front looks to be a little bit longer. Looks to be a little bit longer. You measure from hole to hole, so, but I don't think that's gonna be an issue. And these do not have oil in them. If they don't have any O-rings in them, so you put oil in these right now and they'll probably leak. So I don't know why they didn't put O-rings in them, because like I said, this thing, it could take some oil. I mean, you got it where you can thread the body, you know, you got a threaded shock, all this plastic casing, but it's threaded. You got everything inside it, just don't have O-rings on either side, on the top side or the bottom side. So anything you put in there will leak out. So, but all right, let's go ahead and put some oil in this. They only got a little bit in here, so we're gonna add some oil and then install these. So the rear shocks, the new shocks for the rear are a little bit shorter than the stock shocks. And as you seen earlier, the stock shocks in the front are actually shorter than the upgraded shocks in the front. So all right guys, so I finished putting the drive shaft in. I've gotten the metal plate in. That's the metal chassis plate, which I haven't buttoned down the screws all the way. And that is the axle plate there. So got the shocks in, as you can see here. The front shocks. Rear shocks. Got the rear shocks here. Got the rear shocks doing its thing. So now it's not none of that just bouncing around like it was doing earlier with those friction shocks. So we are good to go now. The only thing I didn't do, I didn't install the metal gears. I decided I'm gonna hold off on the metal gears just because these stock gears haven't worn out yet. And I'm like, you know, there's no reason to change that out yet. So I won't even open that box up and get started with that until that decides to strip or, you know, give up the ghost. So once that happened, then I put the metal gears in. Same with the servo. I done had this rig for probably, I know, over a year. And so I've bashed with this thing so much that nothing has broken until now when that rear drive shaft broke. And I knew those shocks were the culprit. Those stock shocks was the culprit because when it landed, it didn't have any resistance from the shock. So when it landed all the way down. And as you can see how far, if it don't have any resistance, it'll go all the way down and hit and bottom out there. So I think that's what happened, because that's exactly where it snapped at. So I think now with these oil field shocks, we should be okay, because it got a little stiffness. So that's gonna work. So didn't put the servo in, didn't put the metal gears in. Hold off on that until they go out. But did do the shocks because it needed those shocks. That was a must upgrade on this. And the drive shaft, which I had to replace that since it broke. And the chassis plate, it was just a not needed upgrade, but one of them upgrades that why not? I mean, it protect the plastic chassis, so, and that's why I got it. Now this rig already comes with like a metal strip that's right here to kind of protect the front bulkhead area, but you took that off to put this whole chassis plate on here. So I think this is more durable, be more a little sturdy and stuff. So I do want to show you all the screws. Like I said, I've shown you all the screws where they was at. So I put all the screws back where they're supposed to be. I haven't put everything else back from, like the roof and everything, but take the 4 roof screws off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull the roof off. Then come over here and take this screw out and this screw out. Those 2 screws need to come out. Then once you do that, you come over here up under the wheel well here. And this screw here, as you see there. This screw here on this side here. I'll get under there so you can see it. That screw there, take that out. All right, once you take those screws out, then you come under here and take this screw out, this screw out, this screw out, and this screw out. And once you do that, you'll be able to flip this lid up from the back, and it just come all the way over to the front. So let's pull the cab forward. And like I said, the power wires for the lights will be connected, so you'll have to detach them. And once you disconnect those, it'll just fold up, fold all the way back like that, and you'll have full access to all your electronics, your shocks and everything.